All right, now we're going to read chapter 102 of Bokuben. Past, present, what she truly desires is. We see Kurisu Sensei standing in the mirror of herself. The alternate future, what could have been had she continued on with figure skating. This is part 3 of the long-awaited Sensei arc. Will we see her skating again? I don't know. Here we have a textless version of the page. I don't know if that was provided by Janini's Box as part of their cleaning process. If so, wow, that's a really good job. It looks great. And then I'm sure removing text from a detailed color image like this is not a walk in the park, to say the least. And there's the fan service. You know, I was gonna say, the last 2 chapters, very, very low on the fan service. Very low on strict actual just boobs and butt and stuff. Which is like, you know, you gotta respect it. They know that this is a kind of heavier emotional territory, so they're restraining themselves. And now that's over. Now we have this. And it's like, this is the fan service I actually hate most of all, because it's so unnecessary. Like, the emotional mood of this page and of this chapter is like so contrary to like titillation and getting excited about seeing stuff like this. And yet it's still here, you know? It's still, you know, she could have just been like sitting on the couch thinking about this. So it's like, what's the point, you know? It doesn't have any of that madcap stuff. All right, well, now here's the point. We're gonna go from this totally unnecessary fan service to quote unquote plot when she comes out of the shower and Nariyuki and her sister are here. I'm sure. What? Ah ha 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 ha. Own carelessness. Never mind that. How can I help you? Didn't make that clear again. Jesus. Oh, he's so stupid sometimes. This is a really good face. Sensei's face in response of just like, she's gonna kill somebody. Far away. Where are we going? All right, so yes. This is his plan as suggested by Uruka. Just skate. Just go out there on the ice and see how you feel. Ice skating rink is way more spacious than I shot. Mountain of things I'd like to ask you. First and foremost, what is the meaning of this outfit? Just leave everything to be harder. Go in reserve and lend you the finest outfit in skating rink. Okay. What are you planning here? What you come here for? He can't skate at all. That is like the least surprising thing. There's no way that Nariyuki would be able to skate. That's your private lesson. Every time you should just study. Suppose so. I know that you're being troubled by the whole teacher and figure skating thing. Rather than being stuck in a rut from being so worried, I believe you might as well think about it after you exercise to your heart's content. I think there's a lot to this. I've often thought that it's like very new in terms of human development for us to be intellectually exhausted without also being physically exhausted. Only in like maybe the last 10,000 years, I would estimate, have we had the sophistication of emotion and sophistication of puzzles and such like that, that we can thoroughly frustrate ourselves, hit a wall, etc., entirely within the brain, without that also being accompanied by a physical task that you're trying to achieve in the same time. Like, I'm not trying to say that ancient peoples before that weren't engaged in extremely intellectual work. It's very clear that the development of our brain was largely around tasks of coordination and the very earliest civilization building, hunting, gathering, migration, settlements. All of these things, of course, are major intellectual challenges. But then there are also major physical challenges. Do you see what I'm saying? Such that whenever you're hitting your limit mentally, you're also hitting your limit physically. And I think the divorce between those two things is like kind of unnatural, for lack of a better word. It's something that our body sort of rejects. And I wrote a short story to this effect basically about the idea of like of salt being the excess energy of the body that isn't depleted alongside the frustrations of the mind. So yeah, I'm a big advocate of like if you're stuck on something, if you're dreading something or worried about something, like exercise, like wear your body down. Because then at the very least, you might have some sort of insight while exercising. That's like one thing that happens quite often. But at the very least, I think it's a lot easier to kind of dismiss your worries and stuff if your body is exhausted. Because then you're just like done. You're just completely done. And it's a really nice feeling. And I'm not the only person to suggest this. I've seen people talk about like, oh yeah, every time I like lost a game of Counter-Strike Online or whatever, I would just do like push-ups. I would do push-ups until the next round started, just to kind of keep the exhaustion of the mind and the body at pace. Anyways, it's something I've thought a lot about. I think it's kind of interesting, but it's not something that it's like a I don't necessarily practice what I preach. At any rate, okay, let's move on. That's a bit of a tangent, but just repeating what Takamoto said. How nostalgic, the scent of antifreeze that you can only find on a skating rink. It's true, the smell of a skating rink is very, very unique. I don't really like the smell, but it's a very like clear smell. It kind of rushes through your head. It's impossible. It's impossible, Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't do it. Piano medley. It's not that Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't have the right to step foot in here anymore. It's too late. I abandoned this all on my own accord. Trampled on countless numbers of expectations. In the end, I was never able to achieve even one thing after all this time. As a skater, as a teacher, I'm half-baked in both of them. Doesn't matter what my path is, it all ends with me unable to meet the expectations of others. Man, she really is a tragic character when you think about it. And so many of her real signs of depression and stuff are mostly treated as jokes. And it's like, the way that they did that, you know, ha ha ha, her house is so messy, ha ha ha, she regards herself a failure, and Naruyuki is like teaching her the right way, blah 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 blah. It's like all of these things are actually quite sad, and I'm not saying that they're trying to cover over the sad aspects of it, because it all just kind of comes down to your empathy with the character. But I'm sure the Kurisu Sensei super fans, of whom many exist, because that's the whole point of manga like this, have been longing for her happiness, have been recognizing her despair this whole time, and it's kind of wonderful that it's there, like it's there in your love of the character, not necessarily explicitly there in the plot, such that when it does kind of come to the forefront of the plot like this, people are ready for it. They've already felt that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's not what I've heard. Oh my god. How did he track down the girl that she encouraged way back in the day, and now she's actually a pianist? Oh my god. All right. I really like that. That's really nice. But isn't it really the best lesson? I was thinking, you know, that was a nice touch of realism, that not everyone makes it so easily, that some people suffer a lot when they follow their dreams, because that is realistic. But oh my god, that's of great ears, Sensei. Wow. How did Naruyuki do this? I might not have been able to get into a music university, but I'm currently the pianist for an indie band, and I'm having fun every single day. Okay, now that is a great lesson. That is a great lesson. That it wasn't about whether or not she got into the music university. It wasn't not about whether or not she followed the normal career path or the most stellar career path or anything like that. But that she stuck with it. That she enjoyed herself this much. That's really nice. Great Sensei. It's all thanks to you, Sensei. It's all thanks to your deepest support that made me who I am today. Definitely not half-baked, not at all. Man, Nariyuki, what a schemer! How do you do this? You're someone I'm proud to call my teacher, so stick your chest out and do what you want to do. So that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? To go through contacting tons of people like crazy just to find me. Wonderful student loves you very much here. Whoa! Oh, how majestic. She takes to the ice to save him from falling. Nice, nice. Bad omen for an examinee to fall like that so many times. Probably think nothing of it as you're actually falling. I think that's like a pun because like falling and failing are the same. Hold on to my hands tightly. Weren't you the one who wanted a private lesson from me? Oh, Yugi-kun. Nariyuki, you've gone too far this time, my friend. You have put yourself into a situation of total undeniable romance. This is a flower, fully blossomed, gloriously on ice, the beauty that astounded all. Like to tell me your true intention of bringing me here today. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to keep being a teacher? Do you want me to go back to figure skating? I really don't want you to quit teaching. If I go to extremes here, either is fine, or rather, I want to make you happy. Oh my god. Here we go again with the unintentional confession. Unintentional shit up like marriage vow, basically. It's quite the thorny path of you. I wish you all the happiness in the world once you graduate, Sensei. Dun, 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 dun. I think that's what she's doing. It's from what's that from? Siegfried and Siegfried. It's whatever. Okay. Kurisu Sensei returns. She's got a huge fan club now that her past has been revealed. And she's still the same old, same old. Glad to see the Kurisu Sensei's feeling better now. Certain popularity boom has calmed down considerably as well. What a relief. Well, she's still got a fan club, but she's doing her best to just deflate them again and again. I want to make you happy. Ooh, see? Alright, so I didn't know if she knew, but I guess she probably would, because like the name is the same, and she knows things about students or whatever. Always there for others, clumsy and straightforward. Truly an odd kid. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Oh, alright. Nice chapter. Nice chapter. No, that's not even the end. Down in the dumps, that's what she chose, and nothing I can do about it. So it looks like she's rejecting the offer to have another show. Tons of arrangements too. I'm really sorry about Sumihara. But cheerier now. Nothing makes me heart happier than that. Aww. Well, that's really nice. And she calls her mother. Yeah. Having some time later on to visit the house. It's nothing to cry about. Aww. Alright. It's a nice chapter. There's one more page? Oh, it's just stuff about the anime. Which I didn't end up watching. I don't know. I tried watching it, and it like really made me appreciate how good this is as a manga. How well done all of the paneling and all of the art and all of the page direction is. Because when it was animated, I was like, I don't care about this anymore. Alright. So thus ends our flower dancing in the evening time arc, or whatever it was called. The Ice Flower dances with X in the evening fall. Nice, nice. And then it looks like we'll have some more scattered adventures with all the girls again. All right, good times. Nice series. We'll read some more in the near future. That's all for now. Bye-bye.